Once upon a time, there was an old man who lived in a forest far away. One day, he went for a walk into the depths of the forest with his grandson. After a while, as the sun was setting, they sat under a tree to rest and lit a fire. As the young man watched the fire, his grandfather noticed the pain and silence in his heart. Daniel had been wandering for days with a storm gnawing at him from within. The sorrow he carried was reflected on his face, and his anger burned in his heart like a fire. Shaken by the betrayal of his friends and unsure of what to do, he also kept running into conflicts with the people around him. The old man looked at his grandson calmly and said, "Daniel, I can feel the weight in your heart. Do you want to let go of this burden?" Daniel was surprised, looked into his grandfather's eyes, then sat down on a tree trunk and in a loud, tense voice, "Grandpa, I can't take it anymore," he said, his voice echoing through the forest. "The anger inside me is consuming me more and more every day. I'm exhausted. I'm so unhappy. I hate everyone. And I don't even know how to control these feelings," he said. The old man was at first surprised by his grandson's anger, then remained silent for a long while. Afterward, he thoughtfully added some more wood to the fire and began to speak with a confident expression. "My boy, within everything there is a balance of good and evil. That is why inside every person there live two wolves that represent this balance." Daniel, curious and astonished, asked, "Two wolves?" "Yes," said the old man, and continued, "The first wolf within us is dark and savage. It feeds on the fire of anger and hatred, grows with the poison of jealousy and revenge, and lives in the shadow of pride and fear. The more you feed it each day, the stronger it becomes, controlling you and holding back your growth. Feeding the bad wolf makes us think negatively all the time and see the world through dark eyes. As a result, we encounter the evil within people and attract misfortune into our lives. The bad wolf within us is always focused on others and lives by comparing itself to them. That is why those who choose to feed the bad wolf are unhappy and can never truly grow. That is why a world viewed with darkness will always show us its dark face in return." Daniel listened carefully. The old man continued, "The second wolf, however, is bright and wise. It feeds on the spirit of love and compassion, grows with patience and understanding, and lives in the light of forgiveness and hope. The more you feed it, the stronger it becomes each day, helping you to grow. Feeding the good wolf always leads us to think positively and see the world with kind eyes. As a result, we encounter the goodness within people and attract beautiful things into our lives. The good wolf within us, however, is focused on the self, striving to understand life and to improve. That is why those who choose to feed the good wolf are happy, and in time, they grow and flourish." Everything around us is a reflection of ourselves. The world you look at is the very world that looks back at you. A world seen through a heart full of love will reveal its face filled with beauty. If you sow seeds of evil, you will reap evil, but if you sow seeds of goodness, you will reap goodness. This is how it is, Daniel. Within each of us there are two wolves, and these two are in constant conflict. The old man looked into Daniel's eyes and asked, "So, do you ever feel such a conflict within yourself?" Daniel nodded. "Yes, grandfather. That's exactly what I'm experiencing. It feels as if there's a constant battle inside me, and I feel very restless." With excitement, Daniel asked, "But grandfather, When does this conflict end? Which wolf wins in the end? The old man smiled and said, "This conflict continues until a person realizes which wolf they are feeding and makes a conscious choice. And the one you feed is the one that wins. Make a choice. And every morning when you wake up, ask yourself, what can I do today to feed the wolf I have chosen? The wolf you feed grows stronger over time, and it begins to nourish your soul, guide your thoughts, and lead you along your journey of life." The young man asked eagerly, "How can this be possible, grandfather? When people hurt me, how can I feed the good wolf?" With confidence, the old man replied, "By training yourself every single day. When someone makes you angry, instead of giving in to rage, remind yourself that it is only a temporary moment. Calmly express your feelings, be patient, and try to see from their perspective, to understand them. This is what feeds the good wolf within you. Instead of speaking ill of others, think of their good qualities. Instead of plotting revenge, focus on forgiveness, remembering that the person before you also has flaws, and, if necessary, you may keep some distance from them. Show respect to all living beings and to nature. In this way, the good wolf within you will grow stronger over time. But never forget this, Daniel. Never place too much trust in anyone, because remember that within the people you meet, there also lives a bad wolf. That is why you must always be measured in your feelings and actions, and keep your distance." Daniel asked thoughtfully, "But grandfather, will the bad wolf ever disappear completely?" "No," said the wise old man, and continued, "It will always be there. But if you keep feeding the good wolf, in time the bad one will grow weaker and quieter. Eventually, it will speak only in whispers, but it will no longer be able to control you." As his grandfather was speaking, Daniel had already made his choice and thanked him for the wisdom he shared. From that night on, he promised to train himself every day to feed the good wolf within him. The next morning, when he woke up, the very first thing he did was place bowls filled with water and food in the garden for the animals. As he watched them, he felt very happy, knowing that he was able to help meet the needs of other living beings. To protect the balance of nature and create a greener world, he planted a sapling every month and cared for them with dedication. He took out the trash for his sick and elderly neighbor and helped with their shopping. He always tried to be of help to those in need, to people, to the elderly, to animals, and to nature itself. Every morning when he woke up, he asked himself, "What can I do today to feed the good wolf?" and made a small plan, which he then carried out. Throughout his life, when faced with hardships, he never surrendered to the thoughts that darkened his heart. He always tried to think positively, to look at events and people from different perspectives, and to focus on feeding the good wolf within him. With those who fed their bad wolf, he always kept a distance, and from some he quietly walked away. For every beautiful moment he experienced and every lesson he learned, he gave thanks to God. As time passed, his anger dissolved like a cloud, replaced by calmness and peace. His heart softened, his spirit felt lighter. This positive change within him was reflected in the behavior of those around him, and little by little, both his life and his surroundings began to change. Remember, two wolves live inside you too. Whichever one you choose and feed will be your closest companion on the journey. Every day, as the sun rises again, God gives you a choice. Will you reach for the wolf that feeds the darkness, or the good wolf that nurtures the light? Make your choice, and today, take your first step to strengthen the goodness within you, and share it with us in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more stories, because I'm here every week. See you in the next story.